I don't know about you, but it always makes me sore when I see those war pictures. All about flying leathernecks and submarine patrols and frogmen and guerrillas in the Philippines. What gets me is that there never was a movie about POWs, about prisoners of war. Now, my name is Clarence Harvey Cook. They call me Cookie. I was shot down over Magdeburg, Germany, back in '43. And that's why I stammer a little once in a while, especially when I get excited. I spent 2.5 years in Stalag 17. Stalag is the German word for prison camp. And number 17 was somewhere on the Danube. There are about 40,000 POWs there if you bothered to count the Russians and the Poles and the Czechs. In our compound, there were about 630 of us, all American airmen. Radio operators, gunners, and engineers, all sergeants. Now, you put 630 sergeants together, and, oh, mother, you've got yourself a situation. There was more fireworks shooting off around that joint. Take, for instance, the story about the spy we had in our barracks. It was about a week before Christmas in '44, and two of our guys, Manfredi and Johnson to be exact, were just getting set to blow the place.
Animal. Get up. Betty Grable's on the phone.
Here's your civilian clothes. Okay, Harvey. Now remember, bury your army outfits before you get out of the forest.
Right.
Your compass is a top button of this jacket.
Okay.
Anybody ask for your papers, you're French laborers. And here's your map. Crop money, Swiss francs.
Roger.
All right, now let's hear it once more, boys.
We've been over it 100 times.
Let's hear it again.
We stick to the forest going west until we hit the Danube.
Check. Then we follow the Danube up to Linz.
Check.
In Linz, we hop a barge and go all the way to Ulm.
Check. Stop it, Joey. Joey, go back to sleep. Go on, you're in Ulm.
Once in Ulm, we lie low until night. Then we take a train to Friedrichshafen.
Once in Friedrichshafen, we steal a rowboat, get some fishing tackle, and start drifting across the lake. Always south till we hit the other side. Switzerland.
Once in Switzerland, just give out with a big yodel, boys, so we'll know you're there. It's a breeze.
Stay out of this, Sefton.
Just one question. Did you calculate the risk?
Ready. You've got 10 minutes to get through the tunnel.
Roger.
That'll bring you out just as the Jerrys are changing shifts.
Roger.
Blondie?
Okay. Peel off. Show 'em, boys. Take care.
All along, easy does
We're with you, all of us.
We'll miss you, Cruds.
Our feet are staying.
Ought to be under the barbed wire soon.
Looks good outside.
I hope they hit the Danube before dawn.
We got a good chance. It's the longest night of the year.
I'll bet they make it to Friedrichshafen.
I bet they make it all the way to Switzerland.
And I bet they don't get out of the forest.
Now, what kind of crack is that?
No crack. 2 packs of cigarettes so they don't get out of the forest.
That's enough, Sefton. Crawl back in your sack.
He'd make book on his own mother getting hit by a truck.
Anybody call?
Come on, Sefton, butt out.
Wait a minute, Hoppy. I want to back those kids. I'll cover 10 of them.
I'll take 5.
8.
Put me down for 10.
I'll cover
Mouse.
3. I'll take 1.
I'll cover the whole pot.
Anything you say. Cookie? More cigarettes. Speak up, boys.
I'll cover 8.
Here's 4.
Here's 2.
Here's 4.
And 4 more.
I'll cover 8.
Give me 3.
I bet 2.
And a half. No buts.
No bets, no bets.
Will this do, or do you want some more?
Now, that'll do. Well, speak up, boys. Any more sports in the crowd?
Let's go.
Those filthy crowds.
What slipped up, Hoppy?
Don't ask me. Price was elected security.
Okay, security, what happened?
I wish I knew. We had everything figured out to the last detail.
Maybe the crowds know about the tunnel all the time.
Shut up, animal.
Or maybe they were laying for them out there.
Yeah, maybe.
Hold it, Sefton. I said hold it. So we heard some shots, so who says they didn't get away?
Anybody here want to double their bet?
Every morning at 6 on the dot, they'd have the appel. That's roll call to you. Every barracks had its own alarm clock. Our alarm clock was Feldwebel Schultz, Johann Sebastian Schultz. I understand the Krauts had a composer way back with the Johann Sebastian in it. But I can tell you one thing. Schultz was no composer. He was a Schweinehund. Was he ever a lousy Schweinehund?
Aufstehen, antreten zum Appell! Gentlemen, you must get out for rules! Yeah, good morning to you. Aufstehen, everybody! Get down! Paul Bande, aufstehen! Sick, I got sick.
Okay, come on, you sack rats. Cut the beefing and get up.
Hey, Schultz.
Yeah?
You guys have some machine gun practice last night?
Oh, terrible. Such foolish boys. Such nice boys. I better not talk about it. It makes me sick to my stomach. Aufstehen! 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 Roll call! Everybody else! Rouse! You killed them, huh? Both of them? Oh, such nice boys. It makes me sick to my...
Don't wear it out.
Aufstehen, everybody! You too! Put away that piccolo! Raus mit dir, du Schafsgebrannter!
Lay off, Schultz. He has a sickness. You know he's drunk.
Sometimes I think he's fooling us with that crazy business.
Yeah? How would you like to see the guts of 9 pals splattered all over your plane? Come on, Joey. Don't be afraid.
Aufstehen, please, gentlemen, aufstehen. You do not want to stay in bed on such a beautiful morning we are having today, huh?
Hey, Schultz.
Yeah?
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Jawohl.
Then droppen Sie dead.
Always mit den jokes. Aufstehen, aufstehen, roll call.
Wake up, animal. Come on, Animal, wake up.
Good morning, Animal. What would you like for breakfast? Scrambled eggs with little sausages? Bacon and eggs sunny side up? Griddle cakes? A waffle?
Stop it, Harry. I'm warning you.
Coffee? Milk? Or maybe a little cocoa?
Why do you do this to me every morning?
Hamburgers and onions, strawberry shortcake, a filter fish.
Chocolate chicken on the king. Let go, Animal. It's roll call.
Hitler is waiting to see us.
Now, let's see. We have 2 empty bunks here. Nummer 71 and Nummer 73 in Baracke 4.
Suppose you let those mattresses cool off a little, huh? Just out of decency.
Oh, ja, gewiss. It is only that we are cramped with the space, you know. New prisoners coming in every day. Now, gentlemen, outside, please. You don't want me to get trouble with the commandant again, eh? Outside, raus.
Hey, Schultz.
Yeah?
As long as you're gonna move somebody in, how about a couple of them Russian broads?
Russian women prisoners?
Jawohl.
Some are not bad at all.
Yeah, just get us a couple with beautiful glockenspiel.
Droppen Sie das! Raus! Raus!
Down, boy, down, down, down.
All right, men, fall in! Ein, vier, fünf. Ein, vier, fünf. Ein, vier, fünf. Ein, vier, fünf. Ein, vier, fünf.
Der Kommandant!
Guten Morgen, Sergeants. Nasty weather we are having, eh? And there's so much hope we could give you a white Christmas, just like the ones you used to know. And those the words that clever little man wrote, you know, the one who stole his name from our capital, that something or other Berlin. Look at that mud. Come spring, and I hope you will still be with us next spring. We shall plant some grass here. And perhaps some daffodils? Bitte?
Melde Gehorsam! 628 Gefangene, 2 Mann fehlen in Baracke 4.
I understand we are minus 2 men this morning. I'm surprised at you, gentlemen. Here I am trying to be your friend, and you do these embarrassing things to me. Don't you know this could get me into hot water with the high command? They would court-martial me after all these years of a perfect record. Now, you wouldn't want that to happen to me, would you? Fortunately, those 2 men... As I was saying, fortunately, those 2 men did not get very far. They had the good sense to rejoin us again, so my record would stand unblemished. Nobody has ever escaped from Stalag 17. Not alive, anyway.
Sergeant Hoffman of Barracks 4.
Yes, Sergeant Hoffman?
As duly elected compound chief, I protest the way these bodies are left lying in the mud.
Anything else?
Yes. According to the Geneva Convention, dead prisoners are to be given a decent burial.
Of course. I'm aware of the Geneva Convention. They'll be given the burial they deserve. Or perhaps you would suggest we haul in 21 cannons from the Eastern Front and give them a 21-gun salute? For the last time, gentlemen, let me remind you, any prisoners found outside the barracks after lights out will be shot on sight. Furthermore, the iron stove in Barrack 4, the one camouflaging the trapdoor, will be removed. And so that the men from this barrack do not suffer from the cold, they will keep warm by filling in the escape tunnel. Is that clear? All right then, gentlemen. We are all friends again. And with Christmas coming on, I have a special treat for you. I'll have you all deloused for the holidays. And I'll have a little Christmas tree for every barrack. You will like that. Who did this? I will give the funny man exactly 5 seconds to step forward. Then you'll all stand here if it takes all day and all night. That is better. I see. 600 funny men. There will be no Christmas trees, but there will be delousing with ice water from the hoses.
Dismissed!
Good morning, sergeants. We will remove the iron stove, the one that was camouflaging the trapdoor.
Telling you, Animal, these Nazis ain't kosher.
Yeah, you can say that again.
Telling you, Animal, these Nazis ain't kosher.
I said you could say it again. That doesn't mean you have to repeat it.
Private property, Bub.
How come the Krauts knew about that stove security? And the tunnel? How come you can't lay down a belch around here without them knowing it?
Look, if you don't like the way I'm handling this job, go get yourself.
Kill it, Duke. It's got us all spinning.
I just want to know what makes them Krauts so smart.
Maybe they do with radar. Maybe they got a mic hidden somewhere.
Yeah, right up Joey's ocarina.
Or maybe it's not that they're so smart. Maybe it's that we're so stupid. Maybe there's somebody in our barracks tipping them off, like one of us.
You don't say.
Yes, I do say. One of us is a stoolie, a dirty, stinking stoolie.
Is that Einstein's theory, or do you figure it out for yourself?
Hey! Hey! New dames in the Russian compound!
Hey, comrade! Here I am! Harry Shapiro, the Volga Bowman at Barracks 4!
Lay off! The blonde is mine! Hey! Volga! Volga! Wait for me!
Who is it?
Let me go!
They'll shoot you.
Let me go! Let me go!
They'll shoot you, Animal.
I don't care! Let me go!
Animal, chow!
I don't want to eat. I want to go over there. I just want to talk with them.
No, you don't, Animal. You don't want to talk to any broads with boots on.
I don't care if they wear galoshes.
You want Betty Grable?
Let me go!
Betty Grable! Remember, Animal, I told you that when the war was over, I'd get you a date with Betty Grable?
How are you going to get me a date with Betty Grable?
How? We go to California. I got a cousin that works for the Los Angeles Gas Company. That's how we get the address, see? Then we go to the house, and I ring the bell, and when she comes to the door, I say, "Congratulations, Miss Grable. We have voted you the girl we'd most like to be behind barbed wire with, and I'm here to present the award."
What's the award?
What do you think, Jerko? You're the award.
Me? Well, supposing she don't want me.
Oh, if she don't want you, she don't get nothing.
You're teasing me again, Harry.
Let go of Joe and Miss Joe!
Joe!
Are you supposed to drink this stuff or shave?
Drink. Shave.
Anyone else want potato soup? No. You sure?
Yes.
Chow! Where's my chow? You have to put your socks in my breakfast.
Tough luck.
I hate this life.
Set her up, Cookie. I'm starved.
I'm all ready.
Easy, animal. Easy.
Where did it come from?
From a chicken, Bugwit.
A chicken?
A chicken lays those things. Don't you remember, animal?
Hey, it's beautiful. Are you gonna eat it all by yourself?
Mm-hmm. The yellow and the white.
Is it all right if we smell it?
Just don't drool on it.
You're not going to eat the shells.
Help yourself.
Hey, thanks. What are we gonna do with it?
We're going to plant it, animal. We're going to grow us a chicken for Christmas.
If I were you, Sefton, I'd eat that egg someplace else. Like, for instance, under the barracks.
Coffee looks a little weak today.
Come on, Trader Horn. Let's hear it. What'd you give the Krauts for that egg?
45 cigarettes. Price has gone up.
That wouldn't be the cigarettes you took us for last night.
What was I going to do with them? I only smoke cigars.
Nice guy. The Krauts shoot Manfredi and Johnson last night, and the day's out trading with them.
Look, this may be my last hot breakfast on account of they're going to take that stove out of here, so would you let me eat it in peace?
No, ain't that too bad. Tomorrow you'll have to suck a raw egg.
Oh, he don't have to worry. He could always trade the Krauts for a 6-burner gas range. Maybe a deep freeze, too.
What's the beef, boys? So I'm trading. Everybody here is trading, so maybe I trade a little sharper. Does that make me a collaborator?
A lot sharper, Sefton. I'd like to have some of that loot you got in those footlockers.
Oh, you would you? Listen, Stoop, the first week I was in this joint, somebody stole my Red Cross package, my blanket, and my left shoe. Well, since then, I've wised up. This ain't no Salvation Army. This is everybody for himself. Dog eat dog.
You stink, Sefton.
Don't come off it!
Now you've done it, you've given me nervous indigestion. Here, Joey. Anything else bothering you, boys?
Yeah, just one little thing. How come you were so sure Manfredi and Johnson wouldn't get out of the forest?
I wasn't so sure. I just liked the odds. What's that crack supposed to mean?
They're lying dead out there in the mud, and I'm trying to find out how come.
I'll tell you how come. Because you, our security officer, said it'd be safe, and you, the barracks chief, gave him the green light. That's how come. What are you guys trying to prove, anyway? Cutting trapdoors, digging...
Listen, Seth.
You listen to me! What do you think the chances are of getting out of here? And let's say you make it to Switzerland. Let's say to the States. So what? They ship you out the Pacific, slap you in another plane, you get shot down again, only this time you wind up in a Japanese prison camp. That is, if you're lucky. Well, I'm no escape artist. Cigar, Cookie. You can be the heroes. The guys with fruit salad on your chest. Me, I'm staying put. And I'm going to make myself as comfortable as I can. And if it takes a little trading with the enemy to get me some food or a better mattress, that's okay by Septim.
Why, you crud. This war's gonna be over someday. Then what do you think we'll do to crowd kissers like you?
That's enough, Step.
Annie's, you're quiet. All right, break it off down there. At ease for the news.
All right, Annie's. Today's camp news. Father Murray announces that due to local regulations, the Christmas midnight mass will be held at 7 in the morning.
7?
He also says, quote, all you sack rats better show up for services and no bull from anybody, unquote.
Annie's.
Next. Monday afternoon, a sailboat race will be held at the cesspool. See Oscar Rudolph of Barrack 7 if you wish to enter a yacht. All right,
Annie's.
Next. Jack Cushingham and Larry Blake will play Frank Donata and Mike Cohn for the Pinochle Championship of the camp.
That's a fix.
All right,
Annie's.
Next. Tuesday afternoon at 2 o'clock, all men from Texas will meet behind the north latrine. All right,
Annie's.
Next. A warning from the Commandant. Anybody found throwing rocks at low-flying German aircraft will be thrown in the booth. All right, Annie. Are the doors covered?
Yeah, the doors are covered.
Okay, Steve, give him the radio. You can keep it for 2 days.
2 days. We're supposed to have it for a week.
You're lucky to get it at all. The boys are afraid the Jerrys will find it here. This barracks is jinxed.
Don't worry, we'll take care of it. Get some men and get the antenna going. We'll see if we can catch the BBC.
Get the antenna. 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 I got the ball. I got the ball. Here we go.
Getting anything?
Getting too much. Trying to unscramble.
If you can't get BBC, how about a little Guy Lombardo?
Are we boring you, Septon?
Hold it, quiet. 5 panzer divisions and 9 infantry divisions of von Rundstedt's army are pouring into the wide breach.
Krauts have busted through.
A second German wedge is reported 14 miles west of Melmedy, where tank columns cut the road to Bastogne.
I do meine Liebe, I do meine Lust, I do meine Liebe, Schnitzelbank.
Ist das nicht ein Schnitzelbank?
Ja, das ist ein Schnitzelbank.
Und ist das nicht ein Kürzellang?
Ja, das ist ein Kürzellang.
Kürzellang, Schnitzelbank.
I do meine Liebe, I do meine Lust, I do meine Liebe, Schnitzelbank.
Ist das nicht ein Volleyball?
Ja, das ist ein Volleyball.
Ist das nicht ein Schweinestall?
Ja, das ist ein Schweinestall. Schweinestall, Volleyball, Kürzellang, Schnitzelbank. I do meine Liebe, I do meine Lust, I do meine Liebe, Schnitzelbank.
Wunderbar! Isn't he wunderbar?
Ist das nicht ein Dickeweiher?
Ja, das ist ein Dickeweiher.
Ist das nicht ein Chickenweiher?
Ja, das ist ein...
Has driven across Luxembourg. The Allied Air Force is grounded by poor visibility. Meanwhile, 2 of Patton's tank units have been diverted toward Bastogne and are trying to...
Come on.
Static.
Static is right. The radio's static, Patton's static, and we're static.
Looks like it's going to be a longer war than you figured, huh, Duke?
Easy. Watch it.
Grüß Hartwig.
Well, gentlemen, am I interrupting something?
Yeah, Schultz, we're just passing out guns.
Guns? Ah, you're joking. Always with the wisecrackers.
Wisecrackers. Where did he pick up his English? In a pretzel factory?
You always think I'm a square. I've been to America. I've been wrestling there. I wrestled in Milwaukee, in St. Louis, in Cincinnati, and I will go back. The way the war is going, I will be there before you.
You should live so long.
Yeah, that's me in Cincinnati.
Who's the other wrestler, the one with the mustache?
That's my wife.
Hey, look at all that meat. Ain't she the bitter end?
Oh, give it back. You must not arouse yourself.
Hey, Schultz, I got a deal for you. Suppose you help us escape. We'll go home and have everything waiting for you in Madison Square Garden. For the heavyweight wrestling championship of the world, in this corner, Schultz, the Beast of Bavaria, versus the Hunchback of Stalag 17.
Sie that? Raus mit no Versteckenden da! Raus damit! And now, gentlemen, we will all go outside for a little gymnastics. We will grab some shovels and we will undig that tunnel which you digged.
Schultz, why don't we just plug up the tunnel with the commandant on one end and you on the other?
It isn't me, it's the orders. I'm your friend. I'm your best friend here.
Cut out the guff, Schultz. We're on to you. You know everything that's happening in this barracks. Who's tipping you off?
Tipping me off? I do not understand.
You're wasting your time, Duke. Come on, everybody, outside. Let's get it over with.
Just a second, Hoffy. Schultz says he's our best friend here. Maybe he can give us a little hint.
Come on, Schultz, spill it. How'd you get the information? About Manfredi and Johnson? About the stove in the tunnel? All right, Schultz, who's giving it to you? Which one of us is it?
Which one of you is what?
Which one of us is the informer?
Are you trying to say that one American would inform on another American?
That's the general idea. Only it's not so general as far as I'm concerned.
Now you're talking crazy.
It's no use, Schultz. You might as well come clean. Why don't you just tell him it's me, because I'm really the illegitimate son of Hitler. And after the Germans win the war, you're going to make me the Gauleiter of Cincinnati.
You Americans, you are the craziest people. That's why I like you. Oh, I wish I could invite you all to my house for a nice German Christmas, huh? Raus, raus, raus.
Cowboy!
Raus, raus, raus.
Cowboy!
Raus, raus.
Cowboy, no, cowboy,
Raus, raus.
Poor suckers, Manfredi and Johnson. They got out of Stalag 17 all right, only not quite the way they wanted to go. Somebody in our outfit was tipping off the crowd sure enough. Only who was it? The Animal? Or Harry? Or Hoppy? Or Price? Or Blondie? Or Goofy Joey? Or Duke? It sure wasn't me. Maybe it was Sefton. Sergeant J.J. Sefton. I guess it's about time I told you a few more things about that Sefton guy. If I was anything of a writer, I'd send it into the Reader's Digest for one of those most unforgettable characters you've ever met. He was a big-time operator, always hustling, always scrounging. Take, for instance, the horse races. Every Saturday and Sunday, he'd put on horse races. He was the sole owner and operator of the Stalag 17 Turf Club. He was the presiding steward, the chief handicapper, the starter, the judge, the breeder, and his own bookie. He was the whole works, except that I was the stable boy for 5 smokes a day.
Give me equipoise. 10 on the nose.
10 on the nose.
Come on.
10 on Snicklefritz.
Equipoise.
Snicklefritz.
Equipoise.
Come on, boys. The horses are at the post.
Equipoise.
Equipoise.
10 on Equipoise.
5 on Seabiscuit, and I'll pay you when the Red Cross parcels come in.
No credit.
Have a heart, Sefton.
Sorry, it's against the rules of the Racing Commission. Any more bets? Ready, Cookie?
Ready.
Let them go. And they're off and running at Stalag 17.
Come on, you beauty. Don't be no rat, Daddy. I'll buy you a piece of cheese.
No, let's go.
This way.
Right now, get dog.
Hey, that's no horse. I'm the diamond.
Please, for Daddy.
The winner is number 5, Snicklefritz.
Snicklefritz. I told you, Snicklefritz. You made me bet on Equipoise.
I clocked him this morning. He was running like a doll.
You clocked him. Why don't I clock you?
Another one of his enterprises was the distillery. He ran a bar right in our barracks selling schnapps at 2 cigarettes a shot. The boys called it the flamethrower, but it wasn't really that bad. We brewed the stuff out of old potato peels and once in a while a couple of strings off the Red Cross parcels, just to give it a little flavor.
It ain't fair, Harry. I'm telling you, it ain't fair. My Betty, ain't she beautiful? She married an orchestra leader.
So what? There's other women.
Not for me. Betty.
Forget Betty Animal. I'll get you a date with some of those Russian women.
You'll get me a date.
Sure. I'll get you into the Russian compound.
How? Pinky Miller from Barracks 8 tried getting over there, and they shot him in the leg.
It takes a gimmick, Animal. I figured us a little gimmick.
You did?
Sharp. Sometimes I'm so sharp, it's frightening. To the brick Kremlin.
She'll never forgive me.
Come on, Animal. What are you serving today? Nitric acid.
I only work here. Talk to the management.
All right. Mr. Management. What are you trying to do? Embalm us while we're still alive?
What'd you expect for 2 cigarettes? 8-year-old bottle and bond? All the house guarantees is you don't go blind.
Blind? Harry! I'm blind, Harry, where are you? I can't see, I'm blind, Harry, I'm blind.
Blind? How stupid can you get, Animal?
The killadiller, of course, the real bonanza, was when Sefton put up the observatory. He scrounged himself some high-powered Kraut lenses and a magnifying mirror and got Ronnie Bigelow from Barracks 2 to put the whole shebang together for a pound of coffee. On a clear day, you could have seen the Swiss Alps. Only who wanted to see the Swiss Alps? It was about a mile away, that Russian delousing shack. But we were right on top of it. It cost you a cigarette or a half a bar of chocolate a peek. You couldn't catch much through that steam, but believe you me, after 2 years in that camp, just the idea what was behind that window sure spruced up your voltage. Let's go. 20 seconds to a customer.
Hey, Sefton, what's snarling up the traffic? By the time we get to look, they'll be old hay.
Simmer down, boys. Simmer down. There'll be a second show when they put the next batch through.
Hey, Sefton, What's the big idea? Take that telescope out of here.
Says who?
Says me.
You take it out. Only you're going to have a riot on your hands.
Every time the men get Red Cross packages, you have to think up some angle to rob them.
When the Krauts find that gadget, they'll throw us all in the boob.
They know about that gadget. I'd worry more about that radio.
Maybe they also know about your distillery and the horse races.
That's right.
Just what makes you and them Krauts so buddy-buddy?
That's security. Go on, tell him, Price. You got me shadowed every minute of the day. Or haven't you found out yet?
Not yet.
Answer the question. How do you rate all these privileges?
I grease the crowd guards. I give them 10% of the take.
And maybe a little something else, Sefton.
A little something what?
Maybe a little information.
Break it off!
How much more do we have to take from this crud?
There'll be no vigilante stuff. Not while I'm barracks chief.
Hey, look at them! Those crazy jerks! They won't get away with it. The Krauts will shoot them.
It's Harry and the animal. They're trying to sneak into the Russian compound.
They're past the 50-yard line. Quarterback sneak. Look at him go!
Those idiots will paint themselves right into their graves.
Hey, over there. Get a load out of. Hello, Bobnitsky. Hi-yo.
Hiya.
Oh, how? Oh, do 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 do. Oh, do 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 do. Oh, do 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 do. Oh, hey, the brick traveling. Hey, Olga, Volga, wait for me.
The animal. The window.
Oh, do 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 do. Oh, do 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 do. Oh, do 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 do. Oh, do 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 do. Oh, do 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 do. Oh, do 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 do. Oh, do 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 do.
Was soll das? Was machen Sie hier? Sie sind verhaftet!
So life sort of drifted back to normal in Stalag 17. It was a couple of days before Christmas, and everything seemed quiet enough. But underneath it all, we knew we were sitting on a barrel of dynamite. And that the stoolie, whoever he was ready to strike again at any second.
Addies! 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 All right, Addies! Addies! Mail call!
Hey, man. Anything for Stanislaus Kuzava?
First, the Commandant is sending every barracks a little Christmas present. A copy of Mein Kampf. In the words of Urs von Scherbach, now that a German victory is in sight, all American prisoners are to be indoctrinated with the teachings of the Fuhrer. Unquote. In my own words, unquote.
That's the wrong direction.
Give that man a Cupid doll.
Martin?
Here.
Shapiro?
Yep.
Price?
Yeah.
Trzynski?
Yo.
McKay?
Yo.
Shapiro? Shapiro? Manfredi? Shapiro? Musgrove?
Hey.
McKay?
Yo.
Peterson?
Yeah.
Close?
Left.
Pirelli?
Hey.
Coleman?
Yo.
Shapiro?
Nothing for Stanislaus Kuzava.
Shapiro? Shapiro? Agnew?
Here.
And just what makes you so popular?
Happy?
Yeah.
It's amazing. 50 million guys running around loose back home, and all those dames want is Sugar Lip Shapiro.
Close. Here. Bauer. Here. McKay.
Joe.
Agnew.
Here.
Here, Cassava.
Yeah?
Give this to Joey, will you?
Hey, is that all the mail?
Yeah.
All right, that is. Here's a little something from Father Murray. One to each barrack. And he says he wants you crooks to cut out all swearing during Yuletide.
How'd he get those trees?
I don't know, prayed, I guess. They grew out of his mattress. Come on, Steve.
Hey. What do we do for decorations?
For that, you gotta pray yourself.
And so, Joey, we do hope that you will finish that last year of law school when you come back home. Law school? Hey, you don't want to be no stinking lawyer with a stinking briefcase in a stinking office, do you, Joey? Nah. And do keep writing, son. Your letters are very dear to us. With all our love, Dad. Hey, it's from your dad, Joey. Here, take it. Next time we write to your folks, you know what you're gonna say? You're gonna say that you don't want to be no lawyer. That you want to be a musician, maybe, huh? I play the flute. Yeah, Joey?
I saw a wonderful article on German prison camps in one of the magazines. Mom reads a lot. They showed pictures of the tennis courts, and they also say that in the winter they freeze them over so you boys can ice skate.
Anything about us grouse hunting in the Vienna woods?
In a way, I'm glad you're not in America right now, with everything rationed here like gas and meat.
Heart-rending, ain't it? Why don't we send them some food parcels?
What do all those broads say?
What do they always say?
Let me read one.
It's not good for you, animal.
Hey, this is with a typewriter. It's from a finance company.
So it is from the finance company. So it's better than no letter at all. So they want the third payment on the Plymouth. So they want the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh. So they want the Plymouth.
Sugar Lip Shapiro. Amazing, ain't it?
I believe it. I believe it.
You believe what?
My wife. She says, darling, you won't believe it, but I found the most adorable baby on our doorstep, and I've decided to keep it for our very own. Now, you won't believe it, but it's got exactly my eyes and nose. Why does she keep saying I don't believe it? I believe it. I believe it. I believe it.
This is it, gentlemen. Don't bother to scrape your shoes. Okay, gang, meet our new guests. This is Lieutenant Dunbar, and this is Sergeant Bagradian.
Lieutenant!
Knock it off, fellas. The pleasure's all mine.
Hey, how are things, Lieutenant? What's doing on the outside?
Yeah, what's new in the state?
Well, the skirts are shorter, if that's what you mean.
Howdies! The lieutenant will be with us for a week or so until the crowd shipped into the officers' camp in Silesia. Seems like all the railroad lines out of Frankfurt are fouled up because somebody blew up an ammunition train.
Somebody, my eye. The lieutenant did it. Right in the station. 50 German guards around.
Glad to have you with the organization.
Yeah, you're just in time for the Christmas pageant.
Looks more like the Lost Company of Tobacco Road.
He's an actor. You should see him do imitations. He can imitate anybody. Do Lionel Barrymore again.
Do Ellen Ladd.
Do Cary Grant.
Hey, do Grable.
Now, see here, Scarlett. I'm crazy about you and always have been. I gave you kisses for breakfast, kisses for lunch, and kisses for supper. And now I find that you're eating out.
Not Gable. Grable.
That's enough. They were shot down 2 days ago, and they've been on their feet ever since. Price here, I'll show you to your bunks. Fix them some tea, huh?
We had a couple of unexpected vacancies. Which will it be, upper or lower, Lieutenant?
It doesn't matter. Just so I can get some sleep.
Lieutenant Dunbar?
Yeah.
Wouldn't be James Schuyler Dunbar from Boston.
Yes, sure would.
We know each other?
Oh, he's from Boston, too. But you wouldn't know him. Not unless you had your house robbed.
Maybe he would. We were going to be officers together, remember? Only they washed me out. Glad to see you made it. Of course, it couldn't be that all that dough behind you had something to do with it. His mother's got $20 million.
25.
They got a summer home in Nantucket with an upstairs polo field. Better put a canopy over his bunk.
Lay off, Sefton.
Say, with all your mother's pull, how come you're not a chicken colonel by now?
Lay off, I said, unless you want your head handed to you.
Tea is being served on the veranda. Animal, where are the napkins?
Do be seated, Benita. What a perfectly charming table arrangement. They must have copied it from House Beautiful.
Animal, how many times have I told you? You always got to pour from the left.
Thank you, James.
Don't encourage him. Those are the barracks clowns.
Where'd they get you, Lieutenant? Over Frankfurt?
On the Schweinfurt run.
Flak or fighters?
Fighters.
How many ships did you lose?
About half the group.
Flying out of England?
Yes, Waddington, 92nd Bomber Group.
Hey, Lieutenant, how'd you blow up that train with 50 guards around?
Well, I just lucky, I guess.
Don't let him kid you. Cagney couldn't have pulled as sweet a job.
Here's what happened. We're waiting at the depot in Frankfurt.